Hello everyone, welcome back to the next session of our Paper 26 series. So in this session, we will discuss the entrepreneurial psychology, driving forces and characteristics. So in first session, we have completed the entrepreneurial skill set. Now we are moving towards the next that module, that is 1.2, entrepreneurial psychology, driving forces and characteristics. And don't worry, I will try to keep these videos in Hindi and English both so that I can cover the entire community, students community. ओके एंड जैसे कि आप लोगों को पता है कि पहले सीरीज में पहला सेशन 1.1 में हम लोगों ने स्किल सेट को कंप्लीट किया था। इस सेशन में हम लोग एंटरप्रेन्योरियल साइकोलॉजी, ड्राइविंग फोर्सेस एंड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक को कंप्लीट करने वाले हैं। बट क्योंकि ये टॉपिक थोड़ा ट्रिकी है एंड क्योंकि ये टॉपिक थोड़ा लेंदी भी है, तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने अपना एक कंसाइज एंड एकदम प्रॉपर जो रेलेवेंट है, जो इम्पोर्टेंट है, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली अपना थ्योरी नोट्स हम लोगों ने प्रिपेयर किया है फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू। So what I did is that covered up this entire topic from my own notes because this topic is a little bit tricky and also kind of a lengthy. So I already mentioned over here that my notes, acha, for all of you, those who are listening these videos with me and completed the topics with me, I request you to once read these topics after finishing these videos. Okay, no need to uh, highlight this anything from this topic from this particular page or particular topic. Uh, Just follow my lecture, complete this video with me, and after that, I will request all of you to come and complete these notes from the institute modules at least once or twice. That's it. Okay. So let's come to my notes that I've made for this particular topic, that is entrepreneurial psychology and behavior. So let's start today's session, that is entrepreneurial psychology and behavior. Very interesting, but at the same time, you should listen me properly. You should follow me properly. I hope I will give you that kind of a conceptual clarity so that you will be able to remember in your concept mind and also in subconscious mind for a time period. And I hope you will get that kind of a benefit from this kind of videos. Okay. So let's start. That is entrepreneurial psychology and behavior. So first thing, what I did is that I made this entire topic in a pointer basis. So I made psychology and its link with entrepreneurship. This is the first point. This is not connected with our institute module because in institute module they have made it in a para form and it's a little bit lengthy. So I thought that I should come up with my own notes for this particular topic. Okay. And I will share these notes with all of you. Just fill the Google form in my video descriptions. You will get the entire notes. Okay, so no need to worry about the notes as well. So let's start the entrepreneurial psychology and behavior. The first thing is the psychology and its impact with entrepreneurship. So what do you mean by psychology? Psychology is the science of what? This is the science of understanding human thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. So psychology is understanding of human thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It studies how differ in abilities, perception, and personality. So it differs how people differ in ability, in his perception, in his personality. So when applied to entrepreneurship, when the psychology applied to entrepreneurship, psychology explains why some individuals are more successful entrepreneurs than others. So this is the main base of this topic. Okay. So just highlighted the points and the lines which I did so that it will also remember in your may, it's also, uh, somehow stay with your mind for a longer period of time. So what do you mean by psychology? Psychology is a science of understanding human thoughts, its emotions, its behaviors. It studies how people differ in abilities, perception, and personality. When it applied to entrepreneurship, psychology explains why some individuals are more successful entrepreneur than others. So this is all about psychology. This is all about psychology. Okay. Next, the entrepreneurs are not just people who start a business, they are the individuals with a unique psychological makeup. So if you follow the entrepreneurs for any kind of a companies, you can see this kind of a psychological behavior. For example, Elon Musk. If you follow him, then you can see that how he, took that kind of decisions, how the way he, handled that kind of pressures, how the way he handled that kind of a socio-economic and also geopolitically, that nowadays we can see that how he connect with the US president. There is a some kind of a conversation, so I'm not going to that. But I just wanted to give an example that why this needs the entrepreneurs, why the entrepreneurs need that kind of a behavior skill set of psychological behavioral skill set, so that they can, you know, understanding the human thoughts, understanding the human emotions, understanding their behaviors. So this is all over here written here that entrepreneurs are not just the people who start the business, they are the individuals with a unique psychological makeup. Very important. They display passion. They display what? They display passion, persistence, confidence, and an ability to take a calculated risk. So entrepreneurs are generally always take a calculated risk. So, okay. So in our life as well, also I will also believe in this that we should take a calculated risk so that we can measure our own potentials. Also, we can measure that how much risk that we are able to right now, able to manage, or that kind of a risk capacity कितना है हम लोगों का. We should also able to measure if we take a calculated risk, right? So they often see opportunities where others see problems. Very important. So the entrepreneurs are sees opportunities when others sees problems. So they try to solve that kind of problem. That is the main agenda of that kind of a entrepreneurial mindset. That you should see that problems, and the once you see that problems, you should approach. Your approach should be that how you can convert that problem into an opportunities. That's the reason that you are able to build that kind of a multimillennial companies or the ventures. Okay. So they continue to move forward despite the setbacks. Important. They continue to move forward despite of setbacks. So they continue to move forward despite of setbacks. This is why entrepreneurial psychology important. This is why entrepreneurial psychology has become an important field of study as it reveals the mindset and traits that drive entrepreneurial success. Important. So this is the reason. This is the reason that the entrepreneurial psychology has become an important field of study, and why we are studying this kind of a topic in our paper 26 subjects, because the mindset and the trait that drive entrepreneurial success. So this is the main reason of that kind of a success that any entrepreneur or any entrepreneurs we have follow, or you can see that you can also correlate with these things, that why he or she achieve that kind of a success because of that reason, right? That is the core of such individuals. Next is major psychological theory of entrepreneurship. Now, in this major theoretical psychological theory of entrepreneurship, there is a different psychologists. There are different uh, psychologists are there who gave their own theory of entrepreneurial psychology. So we need to study that. So in our Institute Math, they have given a lots and lots of these things. But what I did is that I made it in a bullet point, and which is relevant for the exams, and also which is relevant for the our own understanding. Okay. So Macklin's, the first theory that we are going to study, that is Macklin's theory of motivations. Macklin's theory of motivations, what it's all about? It's all about that it proposed the human behavior is influenced by three needs. One is achievement, second is affiliation, and third is power. Easy and also self-explanatory in nature, I hope. It will be very much understanding, and it will be very much easier for all of you to understand these kind of things, that human behavior is influenced by three needs. One is achievement, second is affiliation, third is power, right? Now, entrepreneurs usually score high on the need for achievement. So they usually score high on for the need for achievement. That is the reason that they are into that ventures. Na? If you don't be able to, if you won't be able to make that kind of a uh, pointers, or you won't be able to find out that kind of a scope, then you do not into get into that kind of a ventures, or do not wanted to spend that kind of a money in a particular industry. So they constantly challenge themselves, set goals, strive for improvement. For example, an entrepreneur may not be satisfied with just opening a small shop. They want to expand, franchise, or bring innovations, right? We can correlate with these things as well. So if you follow one uh, ventures, that also they can you can correlate with these things. So in North India, there is a guy called sorry. In North India, there is a guy called right now won't be able to remember his name, but his franchisee is Chai Sutta Bar. Chai Sutta Bar, right? So he also built that kind of a franchisee. It's a kind of a small chai ka tokri, but they make it in such a way that they can give that kind of a franchisee, that kind of expansion in different pointers in our country, in different area in our country. So that is also one of the example. Next is another psychologist, that is Rotter's locus of control theory. Now, what is this theory tells about? Now, this theory examines how people perceive control over events in their lives. What does it mean? Let's understand. Those with an internal locus of control. Internal locus of control means their own core वजूद, जिसको हम लोग हिंदी में बोलते हैं their own core uh, competencies. So those with an internal locus of control believe that their own actions shape outcomes. Such people take responsibility, accept challenges, and believe hard work will bring success. So I hope it will be very much easier for all of you. क्योंकि मैंने ऐसा notes बनाया that I made this kind of notes in such a way so that you can, if you read once, na, you will be able to understand the main motive behind that kind of a preparations of notes. Okay. So those with an internal locus of control, they believe their own actions shape outcomes and also take that kind of responsibility, accept challenges, believe hard work, which brings success. And next point is those with an external locus of control. They always believe that whatever they are facing or whatever happened in their life, that is because of the external factors. For example, they give that kind of everything, whatever happened in their life, that is because of the luck. I agree that luck is matter, but you can't define your entire success or failure on the base of the luck. Okay. So those with an external locus of control attribute success or failure, let's see, to luck, destiny, or external forces. They are less likely to take initiative in entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is all about Rotter's locus of control theory. Next is action regulation theory. Now, action regulation theory, it's all about how individuals set goals, regulate their actions, and modify behavior to achieve results. So it's all about set up goals, regulate their actions, modify the behavior to achieve the result. For example, in our real life, if we say those who are preparing for the CMA finals, they should also create a goal right now that they have to clear the CMA in their upcoming examination. So that is a goal, right? That is a goal. So you need to set a goal. We need to set a goal. Next is we need to take that kind of actions. For example, the classes that we are seeing, or if we did it everything in our own way or in self study, then we need to take that actions. Modify. We need to monitor ourselves. We need to monitor ourselves. And the last is achieve result. That is the result, that the outcome of our effort. So in anything in your life or any kind of a work that you are assigned to, we should always follow these parameters. We need to set a goals, and their actions. Then we need to modify such actions, depends upon our controlling. And the next is the result. Result is kind of a byproduct. Okay. Main is the process. So this is the process. So this is known as action regulation theory. In entrepreneurship, this means that an entrepreneur does not stop at just having an idea. They plan, monitor progress, overcome barriers, and adjust strategies until they succeed. For example, if a new business plan faces funding issues, an entrepreneur with strong action regulation will explore alternative financing, obvious path, or restructure the business model instead of giving up. So we can see na, in our right now, if you follow the Shark Tank, we can see that there is a many entrepreneurs who come up to the Shark Tank and won't be able to get that kind of finance or funding, but they build such kind of a ventures even after not getting that kind of a financing from the Shark Tank. So it's all about your own will. You should never ever give up in your real life as well as in your professional life. Okay. Next is next topic that we are going to cover is the role of support system in entrepreneurship. That is also one of the important point. What are the roles of support system in entrepreneurship? Now, no entrepreneur succeeds alone. That is major fact. Two major network play a crucial role. That is, one is moral support network. This includes family, friends, companies, and companions. Sorry. They provide encouragement during stressful times and keep the entrepreneur emotionally strong. We already knew these things. Okay. Second is professional support network. This includes mentors, consultant, business partners, trade associations. They provide expert guidance, technical knowledge, connections that help entrepreneurs make fine informed decisions. Okay. Okay. Next topic is psychological trait of successful entrepreneurs. क्या क्या निशानी होना चाहिए in Hindi? That is, the trait means that kind of a sign, that these are the psychological sign that the entrepreneur should have. Okay, so this is the psychological trait an entrepreneur should have. Now, research show that successful entrepreneurs share certain psychological trait. Some of the most important include important for the exam purpose also. Okay, in this topic, whatever we have highlighted, very much important for your exams, and also these topics are very much tricky. That is the reason that I made these notes for all of you, so that you can complete the entire topic from my notes only. So just do one thing. After completing this lecture with me, just read the institute module. You'll be able to compare the notes with my notes with institute notes. So you will also get to know कि yes कि कितना ये लेंदी है अगर हम लोग इंस्ट्रूमेंट को फॉलो करें, और अगर मैं अपना नोट्स के बारे में बात करूं तो ये पूरा कंसाइज नोट्स है. ओके. Okay, so let's come to the topic, that is psychological trait of successful entrepreneurs, that is dream big. They visualize future possibilities even when current resources are limited. Second is delegation, very much important. They understand that they cannot do everything themselves and trust other with responsibilities. Next is high standards. They push themselves others to perform at their best. Next is practical thinking. They remain realistic and always have backup plan. Next is strategy mapping. They plan carefully before committing resources. Next is emotional control. They manage fear, anger, and frustration effectively. Next is resilience. They accept failure as part of growth and keep moving forward. Very much important. Creativity. They constantly innovate to stay ahead in competition. So these are the trait or the sign of psychological behaviors of an entrepreneur. So dream big. They always visual future possibilities. Second is delegation. First is dream big. First is dream big. Second is delegation. Third is high standard. Fourth is practical training. Sorry, practical thinking. Fifth is strategic mapping. Sixth is emotional control. Seventh is resilience. Eighth is creativity. So just read once. I hope you'll be able to retain these things very easily. Now, dream big. If I revise with you, then we should always read these topics in such a way that what is the psychological trait of an entrepreneur? Psychological trait of an entrepreneur. So let's start with dream big. Now, what do you mean by dream big? Dream big means they visualize future possibilities. Delegation. Delegation means they understand that they cannot control everything. They should delegate their responsibility. Third is high standards. They push themselves and others to perform at their best. Fourth is practical thinking. They remain realistic and always have a backup plan. Fifth is strategic mapping. They plan carefully before committing the resources. Sixth is emotional control. They manage fear, anger, frustration, and effectively resilience. They accept failure as a part of a growth and keep moving forward. Eighth is creativity. Creativity means they constantly innovate to stay ahead in competitions. Okay. So this is all about the psychological trait. Next topic is the driving forces. Next topic is the driving forces of an entrepreneur. What are the driving forces? Entrepreneurial success is not just about ideas. It depends on three major forces. One is management, the ability to organize people, processes, and resources efficiently. Second is opportunity, recognizing and seizing genuine opportunities, not just raw ideas. And third is resources, mobilizing finances, skills, and network to turn idea into reality. So again, what are the driving forces of an entrepreneurship? Three. One is management, second is opportunity, third is resources. Now, what do we know management? Management means the ability to organize people, processes, and resources efficiently. Second is opportunity. Opportunity means recognizing and seizing genuine opportunities, not just a raw idea. Third is resources, mobilizing finances, skills, networks to turn idea into reality. Additionally, role models such as family members, we can also do that, that create such kind of role models in family members or established entrepreneurs often inspire individuals to pursue entrepreneurship. Right? Next, very important again from the exam point of view, characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. What are the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur? A successful entrepreneur is genuinely characterized by passion and commitment. The first thing is that they should have a passion and commitment towards business. Second is independence in decision making. Very important. Third is risk bearing capacity. Third is risk bearing capacity. Fourth is perseverance in the face of difficulties. Fourth is perseverance in the face of difficulties. Fifth is a positive, adaptable mindset. A positive and an adaptable mindset. Sixth is innovation and creativity. And seventh, that is a good communication and analytical skill. So these are the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Very important from the exam point of view. Exam point of view में पूछा जा सकता है and पूछते भी हैं. Okay. So what are the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur? Very easy. Just close your eyes and listen these things. Passion and commitment होना चाहिए. Independence in decision making होना चाहिए. Risk bearing capacity होना चाहिए. Perseverance होना चाहिए. Positive and adaptable mindset होना चाहिए. Innovation and creativity भी होना जरूरी है. Good communication and analytical skill होना भी जरूरी है. So these qualities enable entrepreneurs to convert opportunities into profitable ventures, to convert opportunities into profitable ventures. Okay. Next, next topic is decision making in entrepreneurship. So these are the small topics. What I did is that I made these notes in a concise way so that you'll be able to clear the concept. Okay, because in exam we need to no need to these things in a ratify or mug up these things. Just write it in your own way and in your own sentence. If you understand this core concept, you will be able to write in your own words. Okay, because this is not a law or a legal paper. This is the paper that you should apply your own intelligence, your own writing skills. If you have a good writing skill, then you will be able to get a very good marks. Okay, I'll assure you, if you have that kind of writing skill ability, you will able to fetch that kind of marks that you are imagine in your mind. Next is decision making in entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurs faces numerous decision makings daily, ranging from hiring employees to investing fund. Good decision making is therefore essential. Now, what are the base on the basis of we should take decisions? Now, they gather facts before acting, right? They think logically and systematically. They balance risk and return. They remain practical and flexible, and they ensure decisions are not only feasible but also beneficial in the long run. So, what are the pointers that we should always keep in our mind while we take decisions in our real life or in our personal life as well? That should be based on the facts. Second is they think logically and systematically. We should balance the risk and return. We should remain practical and flexible. And we should ensure decisions are not feasible, not only feasible, but also beneficial in the long run. So सिर्फ feasible ही नहीं, वो beneficial भी होना जरूरी है in the long run. So in short, decision making is the bridge between vision and execution in entrepreneurship. Very important. So it is a bridge between vision and execution in entrepreneurship. Next is continuous development of entrepreneur. Continuous development of entrepreneur. Sorry. Now, entrepreneurship is a lifelong learning process, right? To grow continuously, entrepreneurs should seek mentorship and expert advice, experiment with new strategies and business models, keep adapting leadership style as the business evolve, build credibility and trust in marketplace, stay open to feedback and constantly improve. So what are the quality that entrepreneurs should have? That they should have that kind of a mindset to change the business model. They should seek monitorship and expert advice, keep adapting the different leadership style as the business evolve, build credibility and trust in the marketplace, stay open to feedback and constantly improve. So these are the qualities. Okay. So if I wrap up these pointers in a single or in a such a way that entrepreneurship is more than starting a business, it's a psychological journey. So it's a more than us starting a business, it is a psychological journey. Saved by what? Saved by vision, motivation, resilience, adaptability. Psychological theories such as Maclean's motivation theory, Rotter's locus of control, these are explains why some individuals are more entrepreneurial than others. Moreover, traits like creativity, perseverance, traits like what? Traits like creativity, perseverance, emotional control, decision making skill determine long term success. These are the determinants of the long term success. In essence, the psychology of entrepreneurship shows that successful entrepreneurs are not born, they are shaped by mindset, experiences, and continuous learning. So, with this, I have completed the first part of the entrepreneurial psychology, driving forces, and characteristics. There is a second part of this video also, and I will keep these videos in half an hour frame so that it is not that kind of a lengthy, so that you will not fed up with my lectures as well. I know that this kind of topics are more of a theory, but if you correlate with your real life, if you correlate with the business newses, then it will be more easier for you to retain this kind of a topics and this kind of a concept in your mind. Okay, so just complete the first part of the entrepreneurial psychology. There is another part of this topic that is come up. So don't worry at all, and don't worry about the note as well, because once I completed the this part, I will upload the notes and I will share with you. Okay, in your mail ID, I will share. So just fill up the Google form to get these notes, and I hope it will help you to complete the entire entrepreneurial psychology and behavior topic from my notes only. So no need to no need to go and here and there and search for the notes. Just stay with me. That is the one request I can you know request to all of you. If you follow me properly, once again I tell you, if you follow me properly, I will complete the entire paper 26. So no need to worry. Just stay with me. Just believe in my work. Just believe in my uh, lectures. I hope I will give you that kind of a result, and I will able to fulfill your all of your expectations. Okay. So with this, I complete today's session, and there is another session coming up on this topic. That is the second part of the psychological, entrepreneurial psychological and behavior. Okay. So all the best for your exams and all the best for your preparation. Keep revising these topics again and again and again. Then you will be able to retain these things, because these are more of a things which are you should revise once or twice. Then only you will be able to retain these topics. Okay, and I'll try my best so that I can give you a best lectures and also best notes for your preparations. So with this, I am signing off, and God bless you all. Bye bye. Take care. And the next video coming up on these topics, because this is the first part of the entrepreneurial psychology. Second part will be in our next part of the video that will be coming up in the next session. So don't worry. Okay. So all the best and God bless you all. Bye bye. Take care.